The Wars of the Roses were a complex and multifaceted series of conflicts, driven by deep-seated political, social, and economic factors. Spanning over 3 decades, these wars saw a violent struggle for the English throne, involving numerous battles, betrayals, and dramatic shifts in power. Background and causes. The roots of the Wars of the Roses lay in the complex web of claims to the English throne, stemming from the descendants of Edward III. The primary houses involved were House of Lancaster. Represented by the Red Rose, this branch was descended from John of Gaunt, Edward III's third son. Henry IV, the first Lancastrian king, had usurped the throne from Richard II, which sowed the seeds of discord. House of York. Symbolized by the white rose, this branch descended from Edmund of Langley, Edward III's fourth son, and more significantly, through Lionel of Antwerp, Edward III's second son, through his granddaughter Anne Mortimer, which gave the Yorkists a strong claim to the throne. King Henry VI, a Lancastrian, was a weak and mentally unstable ruler. His inability to govern effectively and the loss of English territories in France during the 100 Years' War led to widespread discontent among the nobility and commoners alike. The situation was exacerbated by the ambitions of Richard, Duke of York, who sought to claim the throne, arguing his lineage gave him a superior right. Key battles and events. First Battle of St. Albans, 1455. The initial confrontation of the wars saw Richard, Duke of York, and his ally, Richard Neville, Earl of Warwick, defeat the Lancastrian forces. King Henry VI was captured, highlighting the vulnerability of his rule. Battle of Blore Heath, 1459. An early skirmish where the Yorkists, led by Richard Neville, Lord Salisbury, defeated a larger Lancastrian force, solidifying Yorkist momentum. Battle of Ludford Bridge, 1459, a significant reversal for the Yorkists, who were forced to flee to Calais when their forces deserted. Battle of Northampton, 1460, a pivotal Yorkist victory where Warwick captured Henry VI, enabling Richard, Duke of York, to claim the title of Protector of England. Battle of Wakefield, 1460, a catastrophic defeat for the Yorkists, where Richard, Duke of York, was killed. His son, Edward, Earl of March, continued the Yorkist claim. Battle of Mortimer's Cross, 1461. Edward, now leading the Yorkists, won a decisive victory, paving his way to London where he was proclaimed King Edward IV. Battle of Towton, 1461. The largest and bloodiest battle of the wars, leading to a crushing Yorkist victory and solidifying Edward IV's reign. Readeption of Henry VI, 1470–1471. A brief period where Edward IV was deposed due to the efforts of Warwick, the kingmaker, who restored Henry VI. This readeption was short-lived as Edward IV reclaimed the throne after victories at the Battle of Barnet and the Battle of Tewkesbury, where Henry VI's son, Edward of Westminster, was killed. Battle of Bosworth Field, 1485. Marking the end of the wars, Henry Tudor defeated and killed King Richard III, the last Yorkist king. Henry Tudor's victory established the Tudor dynasty, as he became Henry VII and married Elizabeth of York, uniting the warring factions. Consequences. End of Plantagenet rule. The wars resulted in the extinction of the male lines of both the York and Lancaster branches, paving the way for the rise of the Tudor dynasty. Centralization of power. The wars weakened the traditional feudal nobility, enabling Henry VII and his successors to centralize power and reduce the influence of the barons. Economic and social disruption. The wars caused significant destruction and upheaval, leading to economic hardship. However, they also set the stage for a more centralized and stable government, which eventually led to economic recovery and growth during the Tudor period. Evolution of warfare. The conflicts saw the increasing use of gunpowder weapons and changes in military tactics, reflecting broader changes in European warfare. Legacy. The Wars of the Roses have left an indelible mark on English history and culture. They were immortalized in the works of William Shakespeare, particularly in his plays Henry VI and Richard III, which dramatized the period's events and figures. The imagery of the red and white roses endures as a powerful symbol of this turbulent era, representing the complex and often violent struggle for power that shaped the course of English history.